have one. So she figured the best way to get one would be to take mine because I'm SMI and I'm not rich like her. And she figured my daughter would have a better life with her. So found an opportunity, took her away from me. Changed her first name, middle name, and last name at 5 years old.
Oh yeah, it sounds like she really did want your kid doing all that.
Yeah, changed her entire name and cut me out the picture completely.
I could see if she just took her for, just took your child for a better situation, which it probably is a better situation, but at the same time, though, changing her name and doing all that stuff, saying like she wanted that to be her kid.
Yes, and
So what's up with you, broski?
How you doing? I'm all right.
What you go by?
My name's Red.
Red?
R-E-D-D.
For sure. And it's your lady?
Yeah, it's my wife right here.
Oh, your wife?
yeah.
How long y'all been married?
About 4 years.
About 4 years? Okay, man. She look hot, man. Y'all know I know y'all hot, man. Where y'all originally from?
Well, born out in California, lived out here in Arizona, all on the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? Portland, Seattle. You know,
Okay.
I
the
was
whole
born
shebang.
in California. I lived in Idaho and Arizona and California.
Okay. Y'all got
We've been here for like the last 10, 12 years.
okay. Yeah. So when y'all first came in, was y'all homeless?
No,
Y'all weren't?
no.
We came in different times,
Okay.
so
Different stories, you know what I'm saying?
stories.
Yeah. Like
Very unfortunate ones, you know what I mean? It's
so you had a job, she had a job once upon a time?
oh yeah, I own my own business still.
You do?
Yeah.
What you do?
Auto repair.
Oh, you fix some cars and stuff?
Yep.
You got your tools?
Nope, when I got commercial account, I can get all the tools I want.
Yeah.
Yep. I just need customers.
That's it. Okay, what did you do?
I worked in food, basically. I'm disabled now, so
Okay.
I'm disability now.
Okay. So y'all can't take that disability money and get a, well, it's probably not enough to get an apartment or anything?
Hell no, it ain't.
No.
We had a
Not
voucher
yet.
during COVID, but that shit went all bad too, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. So man, what you doing? So how long you been homeless?
Off and on a few years.
A few years. Okay, so sometimes you do get on your feet and okay, for sure. So when did you get, if you are hooked on any type of drugs, when did that play a role in anything?
No, drugs didn't have a factor in any of this right here. This was just straight bad luck. You know what I'm saying? It's the way that the circumstances, all this shit happened at once, you know?
Yeah,
Basically. Yeah, I could go through it if you'd like.
yeah.
Yeah, you want me to?
Let's talk about it.
Okay.
Let's step right here. I want to step away from the car.
All right, so we met about 4.5 years ago. She had her own little apartment. You know, I was staying with my father at the time, you know, working as much as I could whenever, you know, this and that. She was already on disability. She had a baby daddy that was living with her, if you want to say. They had a child and all that, you know. But, you know, 2 years old, daddy touched my no-no square, and then the dude didn't want to take the lie detector test to prove that he was innocent. So basically, I'm saying...
Of her kid.
Yeah, her kid, her daughter. So I'm basically saying he's guilty. And, yeah, so he's still on the run from that. Like, he was supposed to be at the courthouse taking the test, and he said... detectives called him and said, "Sir, you're not at the courthouse." And he said, "Oh, I'm at the courthouse." He said, "No, sir, you're not." He goes, "Oh, I'm at the wrong one."
Yeah.
Bullshit. He was in the bed with her, bro. You know what I'm saying? But she didn't want to believe it was true until she actually found out it was true. And then, so here's how it went. She booted him out after the last time that he tried to move back in after getting a hooker pregnant, a prostitute pregnant, okay, behind her back while they was married. You know what I'm saying? And so she let him back in. He robbed her, and then took her money and bounced. And so she said, "Screw that dude." I moved in. I kicked people people that was staying in there out. I cleaned the apartment up, you know what I'm saying? I got things up and running, but the apartment that she was in, bro, it was just, it was infested with roaches and stuff, so I wanted to get her out of there. So she had SMI voucher, bro. We went and talked to the people, and people said, yeah, you can switch houses, okay? But mind you, this is right in the middle of COVID. So it's real hard to get into a place at all, period, okay? So my father let us move in with him until he was gonna help us search to get a place to live along with her housing authority, you know what I'm saying? So that happened, and then once we got into the apartment, the landlord said that the apartment was a nice, clean, quiet little house, but it wasn't, bro.
Right.
And it was infested. Like it was supposed to have all new amenities, all that appliances. It didn't have none of that, bro. When I opened the door, I heard cling, like 12 bug bombs inside a 400 square foot apartment. Okay. So, and then like I couldn't even move our stuff in there. There were so many roaches, bro. We had to stay up the first night in there, just dancing, squashing bugs all over the place.
For real?
For real, for real. Oh God,
Yeah,
bro.
we couldn't go to
So-
sleep at all.
On that note, you know, the landlord, I told him, I said, hey man, you gonna come spray this place? He goes, yeah, I'll come spray it. Time went on, you know, and our stuff's getting runt, you know, from having bugs in it and shit, and we're steadily combating them, you know what I'm saying, buying poison, and he got these little maintenance men, Paisa maintenance men. They was cool, there's Paisa, but they just, oh, we give you more bug bombs. No, bro, it's not gonna happen. The building was an old wooden building, 2 of them side by side, and we found out that our landlord was a piece of shit. Sorry to say, a homeless man walking down the street says, oh, you got Eric for a landlord? Oh, I'm sorry about that. He's a real piece of shit. So I said, that's great. And he goes, oh, by the way, the apartment you living in, clean my ass. He goes, that was the main cause of the infestation for 15 years. Bro,
Yeah.
I'm telling dude like this, hey, bro, you gonna come take care of this? Oh, you didn't tell me it was infested for 15 years in the apartment you moved me into. Oh, is that right? Well, if you don't come fix this shit, I'm gonna put my foot dead in your ass. Well, he didn't like that. And, you know, neither did the housing authority. So they said, hey, we're gonna do a mutual recession, and y'all are gonna move out. We're not gonna evict you or nothing. Because he wanted to push evicting when I started talking about kicking his ass. He wanted to, you know, hurry up and get us up out of there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because before we turned him in to the housing authority for being a slumlord and shit,
Right.
you know, he wanted to get rid of that real quick. So now this is like the deepest part of COVID. Like this is where everything got like a 2-year waiting list. They gave us 2 weeks to get back into another apartment, bro. It was not happening. You know what I'm saying? So my dad let us move back in for a little bit, and then he was getting senile. He's getting sick. You know what I'm saying? And you know, he's bipolar, real bipolar and shit. And so we just couldn't stay there no more. So then, boom, we went to the streets. And it seems how we're not actually married, but we're married by like common law. You know what I'm saying? I'm still waiting for her to finish the divorce paperwork on this child molester. You know what I'm saying? And then that way we can be
So how's your kid?
and we can get into a housing or like a shelter together. But because we're not married, they won't let us move into a shelter together. So they want us to split up. And I'm kind of like her caretaker, you know what I'm saying? Or like a person who's there for her. You know what I'm saying? When she can't remember shit, and they're not trying to have that. So we ain't having that either. So here we are on the street. Drugs don't play a role in our part. You know what I'm saying? I really wish it did.
It don't?
No, it don't.
So you don't do drugs?
No, sir. Not at all.
She don't do drugs?
She don't do drugs. No, sir. She's SMI, bro. She gets a Social Security income check. once a month. Yeah, she takes medications. You know.
So how old is her kid?
They're 13.
Who is she with, the kid?
My mom,
Your mom is out here?
called Judy.
Yeah, they got a house out there, but you know, it's like we're both like the black sheep of our families. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So
So you
my
got
mother
family there
died of
too?
my mother died of cancer when I was 9. My dad tried to raise me the best he could as a single father. He a real gangster though. He a killer. He shot me in the chest.
Yeah.
About 5 years ago, yeah, over an argument over our dogs. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he shot me in the chest with a 25 auto. Like I was sitting down, I put my hand up, I said, Dad, put the gun away. And he said, fuck you, I'll kill you. Bam, it shot me, right? Looked me dead in the eyes, bro. So the bullet hit me in the thumb, in the index finger right here, and then the slug landed in the back of my thumb right there. But the lead jacket to the bullet bounced off and hit me in the chest right here and popped my lung right there. You see that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, long story short, I didn't press charges on him though. I should have. I feel like I should have. But everybody was like, "No, it's
He's
your
still
dad."
alive now?
Yeah, and matter of fact, he just had a stroke about a week ago. He's in St. Joseph Hospital right now, battling for his life.
What is that?
It's down there on 7th Avenue in Thomas.
You got brothers and sisters too?
I got sisters, man. You know, I got a couple sisters, but they're older. They're all grown, and you know, they on my family, bro. Everybody go do their own thing. Ain't nobody taking care of nobody. You know what I'm saying? So because you know, I'm the baby on my dad's side, that all of them want to be mad at me and my dad because he chose to, you know, raise me versus go with their mothers and them to raise them because he couldn't get along with them. So what? You know what I mean? That's not my problem, but that's how they want to look at it.
Yeah.
So everybody doing their own thing, everybody grown. Really, I'm just trying to get back on my feet after rehabilitating myself after getting shot and dealing with her and all this stuff that we're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Mama.
I'm listening.
Right?
Yes.
Okay, well, man, I'm sorry. Dog.
No, you good, man. You good, man.
It's real aggravating, and it's real aggravating to sit here and have to relive this shit again. But
How was the relationship with her daughter?
Her mother got the kid, but her mother don't let her see her because she, you know.
My mother basically wanted another child, but couldn't have one. So she figured the best way to get one would be to take mine because I'm SMI and I'm not rich like her. And she figured my daughter would have a better life with her. So found an opportunity, took her away from me. Changed her first name, middle name, and last name at 5 years old.
Oh yeah, it sounds like she really did want your kid doing all that.
Changed her entire name and cut me out the picture completely.
I could see if she just took her for, you know, just took your child for a better situation, which it probably is a better situation, but at the same time, though, changing her name and doing all that stuff, saying like she wanted that to be her kid.
Yes, and so about 3 years ago, my mother calls me and says, "You're probably gonna have to take your kid back."
Why?
Because my daughter at 10 and a half decides that she might like both men and women sexually, so my mom didn't know how to handle that and said, "I don't know why I took her from you, I'm so sorry." And yeah, and long story short, it all got picked away, but
so y'all just
I
need
put my
to
foot down right in the middle on that one. I said, you know, why is a 10-year-old being able to be said that they could be liking somebody sexually or not? 10 years old, you ain't got no right to be
she
doing
shouldn't
nothing
even be thinking like
that. You know
that
what
at
I'm
all.
saying? You know what I mean? Who's teaching her that that's okay to begin with? You know, we're a one-man, one-woman common family. You know what I'm saying? Everybody teach their own. We don't hate anybody. You know what I'm saying? Everybody live their own life. You know, only you got to answer to God when you die. You feel me? You know. But I stopped that real quick, like, and just said, hey man, you know, what's up with that? So when she looked into it, you know, finally come to find out, she's not bisexual or lesbian or anything. She, you know, but she's almost, she's fully grown though. She's almost fully grown though at her age now. You know, she's a lot taller than her. She looks like a college student, and she's still a baby. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But long story short on that, that's all in the past, bro. Right here and right now, it's hard to get a job. You know what I'm saying? When you've been working for yourself for the last 10, 15 years, and you don't want to work the wages that people want to pay you. You know what I'm saying? And I have to start my business back from the ground up, and I'm not getting no help. You know what I'm saying? I need some help financially. You know what I'm saying? It would be nice that I don't have a car. I don't have nothing. I still have my commercial account. I still have all my knowledge, but you know what I'm saying? I don't have any tools. All my tools got sold. You know, I sold my shop in Oregon when I lived with my dad up there to move down here so he could live longer to be with his babies, his grandchildren, and his daughters. Okay,
Yeah.
but when we moved down here, that wasn't the case, and you know, my business didn't get started up like I wanted it to. Thus being, it was a mistake me moving down here. I wish I never did. But long story short, I got to build my shit back up from the ground up. You know what I'm saying? Now I got a lot of health problems. You know what I'm saying? After a dirt bike accident and a lot of surgeries. You know what I'm saying? And just shit happening one after another. You know, bad shit happening to us.
I hope it get better,
we
bro.
staying positive though.
No,
we
yeah,
staying
yeah,
positive.
definitely.
We're gonna end on that note because you know it's bringing a lot of stress to my wife. You know what I'm saying? And it's hot. I got to get back out to get that hustle. You know what I'm saying?
No, I appreciate your time from that, man. Hopefully we can do it later on sometime when it's cooler or something. We'll do a part two. You in a better situation. I just want y'all to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Then also, if y'all want, you got Cash App?
Sure do.
You do?
Yep.
Say your Cash App slow.
It's gonna be $MAMASBOY 3131.
Okay. Repeat it one more time.
Mama's boy 3131.
Okay.
Yeah.
For sure. So we out of here, man. Man, we hope this couple does better, man. And let's just all send a prayer for them. All right. Peace out.